Did Muhammad marry his own daughter-in-law? Often bigot anti-Islamists allege that Muhammad married his own daughter-in-law to malign Islam. To establish their claim, they cite various fabrications from the books of history about a man, Zayd ibn Haritha, whose divorced wife got married to Muhammad. Who really is Zayd ibn Haritha? And what can we know about him from the authentic sources? Was Zayd ibn Haritha a begotten son of Muhammad? Was Zayd ibn Haritha an adopted son of Muhammad, whom Muhammad adopted as a little baby, then grew up in the hands of Muhammad? Did Muhammad really marry his own daughter-in-law? For honest answers of all these questions, we need to research from the authentic sources. Information which are agreed on by neutral historians, not fabrications created by enemies of Islam to defame Muhammad. Sometimes these fabrications may have been collected by some Islamic historians, but they themselves have outlined these fabricated information as weak and unauthentic. Now, to understand and know who Zayd ibn Haritha was, we need to understand 6th century Arabian society, to specify 6th century Mecca. 6th century Mecca was a tribal society. There was no single united government, but many tribes, like Banu Makhzum, Banu Abd Shams, Banu Hashim, and many more. These tribes were rivals and competitors. They were responsible for their protection and safety of their own people. Attack on a single individual of a tribe member was considered as an attack on the entire tribe, and the entire tribe would revenge for that one individual. That's how 6th century Mecca functioned as a society. Zayd ibn Haritha was born into the Uthra branch of the Kalb tribe in the Najd highlands of central Arabia, far from Mecca. When Zayd was a young boy, he accompanied his mother on a visit to her family. When they were staying with the Man tribe, horsemen from the Kain tribe raided their tents and kidnapped Zayd. They took him to the market at Ukaz and sold him as a slave. Zayd was purchased by a merchant of Mecca, Hakim ibn Hizam, who gave the boy as a present to his aunt, Khadija bint Khuwaylid. Zayd remained in her possession until she married Muhammad, when she gave the slave as a wedding present to her bridegroom. Zayd was from the tribe of Kalb, far from Mecca. The family of Zayd eventually found him when he was living with Muhammad and his family. The family of Zayd was willing to pay many-fold prices to manumit Zayd, but Zayd chose to stay in Mecca with Muhammad and his family, as Zayd felt more close and dearer to Muhammad and his family than his own family. Muhammad was also very fond of Zayd and wished to set him free from slavery. But if Muhammad simply manumitted Zayd in Mecca, Zayd may have fallen victim to some other ill fate, as Zayd did not belong to any of the tribes of Mecca. Who would protect Zayd from all forms of maltreatment of 6th century Arabian society? If someone did some harm to Zayd, who would bring justice? Muhammad belonged to Banu Hashim, a very influential and powerful tribe of Mecca. As long as Zayd was a slave of Muhammad, he was under the protection of Banu Hashim. Muhammad wanted Zayd to have same advantages, therefore, Muhammad declared, Zayd is no longer a slave, but his son. By doing so, Zayd became a free man, but still under the protection and all other advantages of Banu Hashim. And all other tribes were deterred from treating Zayd as a helpless man who has no social status. And all these happened before Muhammad was inspired with divine revelations. Muhammad and Zayd were of the same age. According to the books of history, Muhammad was born in the year 570 or 571 CE. According to one narration of history, Zayd died at age of 55 in the year 629 CE. That would mean Zayd was born in the year 574 CE. If we consider fact that Arabs used to use lunar calendar, that would make Zayd born in the year 576 CE. If we go by this historical view, Zayd was 3 to 5 years younger than Muhammad. But the popular historical view is Zayd was about 7 to 10 years younger than Muhammad. Can two men whose ages differ by 3 to 5 years or 7 to 10 years have a father-son relationship? No. According to the books of Sirah and Hadith, Muhammad used to address Zayd as his beloved or brother. The God said in the Quran, chapter 33, verses 4 and 5, that He has not made adopted children as real children. That is merely sayings of mouths. But the God reveals the truth, and He guides to the correct way. The God commanded to address adopted children by their father's name, as it is more just in the sight of the God. But if someone does not know their father's name, in that case they are brothers. And there is no blame upon those who made this error of taking adopted children as real children, out of weakness of heart. The God is forgiving and merciful. It was Muhammad who advised his cousin Zeynep bint Jahsh and Zayd to marry. If Zayd was not Muhammad's son, how can the wife of Zayd be Muhammad's daughter-in-law? The wife of Zayd cannot be a daughter-in-law of Muhammad. And it is also forbidden in Islam to marry daughter-in-law. After the marriage, Zayd and Zeynep were facing difficulty adjusting with each other. Very often Zayd would complain about their marriage to Muhammad, and he would advise them to be patient and be conscious of the God, and give their marriage a chance, but eventually the marriage ended up in divorce. Zeynep became a helpless divorcee in the society. Later on, the God commanded Muhammad to take the responsibilities of his cousin Zeynep and marry her. Muhammad was shy considering the social norm of Arabia, where superstitiously people consider adopted children as real children. The God revealed, "And remember, Muhammad, when you said to the one on whom Allah bestowed favor, and you bestowed favor, Zayd and Zeynep, keep your wife and be conscious of the God, and you kept it within yourself what the God was to disclose. And you fear the people, while the God has more right that you fear Him. So, when Zayd has ended necessary for her, we married her to you, Muhammad, in order that there shall be no discomfort upon the believers concerning the wives of their adopted sons, when they have ended necessary for them, and the command of the God be accomplished." Al-Quran, chapter 33, verse 37. If a man adopts a boy, and when the boy grows up, the man marries him to his sister or daughter, would that be incestuous? No. That won't be incestuous, as there is no blood relationship and no in-law relationship. Muhammad and Zayd were similar in age, and they were very close. But Zayd was not related to Muhammad, and Zeynep was Muhammad's cousin, whom Muhammad married after being divorced by her first husband, Zayd. Therefore, those who say Muhammad committed incest and married his own daughter-in-law are slandering. They have evil agenda against Islam, and they are trying very hard to cause Muslims to lose their faith and hinder people from accepting Islam. If anti-Islamist and Christian apologists have to lie to demonize Muhammad and Islam, it proves the exact opposite of their intent, as Satan endorses falsehood and the God stands for truth. It proves Islam is truly the way of life designated by the God, and Muhammad is truly the final messenger of the God. All that is good in the world is due to Islam, which means happily surrendering one's will to the will of the God. And in Muhammad, we find the best of examples in mankind, the best of mankind. May the peace and blessings of the God be on Muhammad and his followers. Like, share, and subscribe to create awareness.